welcome to Ghost Soldiers. I'm Pat McCormick. We're at Gettysburg today. Cousin Matt's along, and we're at Lee's headquarters. Let's go check it out.
An old foundation.
There's a barn used as a hospital, Civil War hospital. Every barn in the area. Any place they could put them out of the rain.
That was laid how long ago?
Right.
People had been living peacefully in and around Gettysburg for more than 75 years before the Civil War brought two mighty armies to the town and forever changed its character and landscape. Mary Thompson, a widow since the 1840s, lived in the stone house in front of you for 17 years before the Battle of Gettysburg. Mrs. Thompson raised her children here, tended a small garden, and was comforted by a dog with its own little house. By the summer of 1863, the widow's children had grown and moved out. One lived directly across the road, and Mrs. Thompson lived alone in the stone house. Her closest neighbor was Caspar Henry Dustman, whose home stood just east of the Thompson House. Located on the Chambersburg Pike, on top of Seminary Ridge, her home was all but bound to become a significant battlefield feature. Union cannons dealt death and destruction from her yard, and Union soldiers formed a line of battle on her property's edge. After a fierce fight, Confederate soldiers, cannons, and even the Army's commander, General Robert E. Lee, occupied her property.
Occupied the property, soldiers were buried here. You were standing on a historic and hallowed ground.
How about that, huh?
It's pretty wild.
Soldiers were buried here.
Oh, okay. That's what I was looking for. That's that guy. It's just...
Confederates, sure like that one. They're some tough guys, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking for
May have used this room as his office. pretty cool, man. Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
Look at the wood on these stairs.
Imagine how many dinners were prepared over this
Right.
fire here.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, yeah. That way. Head over to that.
This must be the garden.
Yep.
That's taken going that way. Oh,
This is 30 here. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Yes. That wasn't us. I didn't hear a noise like that. Did you?
No.
Listen to this. What's that thing? Listen. What's that thing? I don't know what he says after his first thing is, what's that thing?
Is there a hello? Is that the first thing you hear?
Wow.
Huh.
How about that, huh?
But what about the thing before it?
Right, there was that noise, whatever that was.
Well, I mean, the guy did have a hose. Could he have been dragging the hose? I mean, I'm just thinking of something that could have made that sound.
I'll be able.
Hear
no,
anything, no.
We would have heard that. I'll be able to look on the computer, and if it's a hose, I'll know. Oh yeah.
I was looking for
Right here we have Battery B, 4th U.S. Artillery, Lieutenant James Stewart, commanding. On every side, the passion, rage, and frenzy of fearless men or reckless boys devoted to slaughter or doomed to death. The same sun that a day before had been shining to cure the wheat sheaves of the harvest of peace now glared to pierce the gray pall of battle's powder smoke or to bloat the corpses of battle's victims. This spot was a rallying point here. This hill was a spot where men were fleeing from this direction, coming back and forming up, and this part of the line was holding that day. Down here it was giving way, down there it's giving way, but right here where the 143rd Pennsylvania was, it's holding firm. He was regular Army. United States Artillery. He was in the regular Army. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Lieutenant James Stewart commanding.
James Stewart, born May 18, 1826, died April 8, 1905, was a Scottish-born American soldier who served as an artilleryman during the American Civil War. Stewart immigrated to the United States from Scotland in 1844. Stewart joined the United States Army as a private in 1851. Continuously serving in the 4th U.S. Light Artillery Battery B, by late 1861, he was its first sergeant. Battery Commander John Gibbon, soon to become a major general, described Stewart as the best first sergeant I ever saw in the service. In November 1861, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant. At the Battle of Antietam, his artillery battery was the first deployed into the Cornfield, helping to stop Hood's division. When the commanding officer, Captain Joseph B. Campbell, was wounded, Stewart took command. About 10 minutes after being placed in command, I was struck by a mini-ball, breaking my waist belt plate and knocking me down. On getting up, I found my sword belt broken in two. The shock was trouble for some time, but I knew if I should allow it to be known that I was wounded, that someone else would be sent to command the battery. I suffered a great deal. General Gibbon does not know to this day that I was wounded in the battle. When the battle was over, in place of looking over the field and making notes, I had to lie down flat on my back and obtain all the relief that I possibly could until the surgeon came and helped me out of the pain. Not only did Stewart take command at the Battle of Antietam after Captain Campbell was wounded in action, he also commanded at the battles of Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, and Gettysburg. Stewart commanded the only regular artillery in the First Corps during the Battle of Gettysburg. This battery also suffered the highest overall casualty figure of any First Corps battery. During the first day of fighting at Gettysburg, Stewart was placed in front of the Thompson House, supported by 3 regiments from Pennsylvanians.
Hi, my name is Pat. This is Matt. Out here to harm anybody or do anything damage. I'm here to pay respect to Battery B, 4th U.S. Artillery. And Lieutenant James Stewart commanding. If Lieutenant James Stewart commanding is here, can you please say hello to Matt Stewart, not commanding.
Help. That was a help. Help. Did you hear it?
Lieutenant, do you know if you're related to my cousin here?
Yes. No shit.
Lieutenant, do you know if you're related to my cousin here?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a clear yes. Wait, he said something else too then.
Lieutenant, do you know if you're related to my cousin here?
He says something else I'll be
Yeah,
able to
can't
figure
hear
out.
it, yeah.
But yes.
That's wild, man.
Isn't that wild?
My father is also named James. And he's a Mason. He is.
Yes.
And my brother is also named James. Also a Mason.
All right. Wow, how about that?
That's pretty. That one was clear as day.
Clear as day, yes.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's pretty rad.
That is.
That is.
Well, there had to be some reason I would walk over to this one marker.
Yeah.
Of all the markers in here, in this area, that I haven't looked at, that day I came out, I saw this. There had to be something. So,
And all the years coming here too.
yeah,
That's
right. That's
pretty cool.
That's pretty damn cool.
Let him stop.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
awesome, man. That was a great stop. Holy cow. We got to help somebody, though. We'll be right back. I'm going to cross somebody over. There was a help in there.
Yeah.
Lieutenant James Stewart, can you tell me how many men crossed? I think it was just one. He might have been here to help him, I think. Can you confirm that, sir?
One across. One across. Awesome job, man.
That was the one?
That was it.
That was the help.
Yep, that was the help. There
Yeah.
was only one help. So,
It's not even lunchtime yet.
I think it is now.
Yeah. Yeah.
After that, yeah. Pretty cool.
Union General Winfield Scott Hancock and Confederate General Lewis Addison Armistead were personal friends and members of the Masonic fraternity. Although they had served and fought side by side in the United States Army prior to the Civil War, Armistead refused to raise his sword against his fellow Southerners and joined the Confederate Army in 1861. Both Hancock and Armistead fought heroically in the previous 27 months of the war. They were destined to meet at Gettysburg. During Pickett's charge, Armistead led his men gallantly, penetrating Hancock's line. Ironically, when Armistead was mortally wounded, Hancock was also wounded. Depicted in this sculpture is Union Captain Henry Bingham, a Mason and staff assistant to General Hancock, himself wounded, rendering aid to the fallen Confederate general. Armistead is shown handing his watch and personal effects to be taken to his friend, Union General Hancock. Hancock survived the war and died in 1886. Armistead died at Gettysburg July 5, 1863. Captain Bingham attained the rank of general and later served 32 years in the United States House of Representatives. He was known as the Father of the House. Culp's Hill was a three-day brawl for control of the critical right flank of the Union Army. The layout of the Army's position was that of a fishhook, and Culp's Hill was the barb at the end. Early on July 2nd, the Union 12th Corps arrived, led by General George S. Greene, to reinforce the hill. They immediately began to entrench and throw up breastworks. That night, his New Yorkers held off 4,700 Confederates and held the upper summit. Before sunrise on July 3rd, fighting resumed with 22,000 Union and Confederate soldiers battling for the hill. One Union soldier said, "The whole hill seemed enveloped in a blaze." The Southerners attacked 3 times, but after 6 hours, the Union held the hill. See the tower?
Yeah. What's that tower? What's the significance of that?
It's just so you can see the battlefield. Yeah.
Worth going up?
What's that?
Is it worth going up?
Yeah, it's not a bad view, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of people up there, so.
So what does that mean? Like right 66? Is that just a marker, or
The
what?
right flank of the 66th Ohio Volunteer Infantry. So the right here would stand the colonel, and then the regiment would go this way. So he was the end of the line. He was like the guy who led the regiment was right here.
So they're off fighting the Confederates coming up this way.
Yeah, all down through here. There's all these trails and stuff. And you can go check out some of these things. In fact, let's go this way. Well, we finished up and tried to head south on the battlefield. They're doing a control burn today, so we're forced to come back up north and check out some cool spots. Right now, we're at the place where the defense of Seminary Ridge happened by the Union forces and what's left of their crude Union breastworks. Let's check it out. Okay, so yeah, you see what's going on there? That's what you're seeing right there. That's what's left of their defensive fence when they were...
Oh, because... Oh, okay, because...
We were over there,
yeah,
Lee's
we were over
headquarters. They're coming this way, remember?
And that's where
James Stewart's shooting stuff at these guys over there.
And Willow runs down there.
Yes.
Okay, so they were
Yep.
coming up this way.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, at the end of day one, the Union found itself right here. It built this crude breastwork here of fence rails to fight off the South Carolina troops coming across that field. Unbelievable. They said after a while, there were no more troops standing. That's how severe the fire was.
So they all fell in front of us.
Yep. Yeah, so you walk on that field, your stomach turns like, just goes.
Can we?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I don't mean to put you in an uncomfortable spot.
Been there, done that.
I know you have. I just feel like all these spots, like the ground is just so uneven.
Right. Just imagine trying to cross this.
Yeah. So they'd be coming in this way.
Right, imagine coming toward and just a row of fire coming
Yeah, I
out
was
of
gonna
that.
say you just see a row of.
Just smoke and fire coming at you. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
The railroad cut. Gettysburg. April 17th, 2021. Yeah, how about that, huh?
Guys were cut work and all down here and they're like surrender.
The railroad cut was the scene of a dramatic engagement on the first day of battle. On the morning of July 1st, a Confederate attack crushed the Union line here, sending surviving Federals streaming back toward town. A Union counterattack forced a number of the Southerners to take cover in the railroad cut. Despite deadly Confederate fire from the cut, Union infantry, led by Lieutenant Colonel Rufus Dawes of the 6th Wisconsin and Colonel Edward Fowler of the 14th Brooklyn, crossed the turnpike, climbed the fence, and charged the cut. Although many were shot down in the attempt, the charging Federals reached the edge of the cut and yelled, "Throw down your muskets!" Trapped between the steep slopes, with 300 casualties, another 300 surrendered. More than 180 of the 420 men in the 6th Wisconsin were killed.
here at the Eternal Peace Light Memorial, dedicated in 1938. Union and Confederate veterans were here for it. Pretty cool stuff. FDR dedicated it. It's right there. It's supposed to have a flame. Oh, it's going. The flame's going. Yep. We have flame.
The thunder of Southern cannon positioned here signaled the beginning of the attack. Following the cannonade, Brigadier General Alfred Iverson's North Carolina Brigade advanced with other Confederates against Oak Ridge. As Iverson neared the ridge, Federals concealed behind a stone wall rose up and ranked the North Carolinians with murderous fire. More than half the 1,470 Confederates engaged were killed, wounded, or captured. General Rhodes then regrouped and renewed the attack, bringing more Confederate troops into battle. By 4 p.m., despite heavy losses, the Confederates had pushed the Federals back to the streets of Gettysburg.
Help me. I gotta help me. Sir, I heard you help me. That means there's only one of you. I've cleared people out of here before. If it's just you, please say help me one more time. If it's more than one, I need you to say help us, please.
Help me one more time. If it's more than one, you need to say help us, please.
Sounds like just one guy.
I thought I thought it was help us.
Please say help me one more time. If it's more than one, you need to say help us, please. Tell me that we got somebody across.
I think that was yes crossed at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could feel it's different.
Oh,
here
yeah,
now.
definitely.
So, all right. Success. Let's move on.
All right, let's go. Good job.
Yeah.
So this is basically dedicated to, I mean, just
To both sides,
yeah,
really.
both sides just coming
Yeah.
together, and
Yep.
you lost a lot of people, we lost a lot of people.
Right. We're brothers now.
Pickett's charge was an infantry assault ordered by Confederate General Robert E. Lee against Major General George G. Meade's Union positions on July 3, 1863, the last day of the Battle of Gettysburg. The farthest point reached by the attack has been referred to as the high water mark of the Confederacy. The charge is named after Major General George Pickett, one of 3 Confederate generals who led the assault under Longstreet. The The infantry assault was preceded by a massive artillery bombardment that was meant to soften up the Union defense and silence its artillery, but was largely ineffective. Approximately 12,500 men in 9 infantry brigades advanced over open fields for 3/4 of a mile under heavy Union artillery and rifle fire. Although some of the Confederates were able to breach the low stone wall that shielded many of the Union defenders, they could not maintain their hold and were repelled with over 50% casualties. A decisive defeat that ended the 3-day battle and Lee's campaign into Pennsylvania.